Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I got up early today because I want to go to the Hello Kitty Trek Cafe. It's going to be in the valley from I think 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But I really want to get there early because a line does start to form before they open. It's currently 6 in the morning right now and we're gonna head over there, and I'm hoping to get there around 7 in the morning. And I know that sounds kind of crazy getting there so early, but the last time I went, I believe I got there like 2 hours early and there was a long line already forming. And then once I got to the front, there was a lot of sold out items that I wanted. So hopefully today I get there early enough and we get in line, and yeah. So anyways, I'm in my office. I pretty much have everything ready to go, but I'm gonna be bringing my big jacket because it's going to be cold outside. Yeah, so I'm gonna be bringing this huge jacket with me. Hopefully it'll keep me warm. I'm pretty sure it will. Alright, yeah, I do not usually wake up this early. I am more of a night owl and I'll wake up later in the day. But in preparation of getting up early, I did make some steel cut oats last night. I pre-made it, so I just heated it up in the microwave this morning and I ate some, but there's still a little bit left, so I'm gonna bring this. Last time when we were waiting, we got really hungry, so I don't want to make that mistake again. I also got to figure out what kind of snacks I want to bring. I might bring like an apple and I don't know what else, but it's always good to have food and water on you, especially if you're going to be waiting in line for a while. So alright, so we are here at Santan Village, and online it said the trek will be by American Eagle, so we're making our way there now. And I don't know why, but I feel so nervous. I'm like, what if there's gonna be a line already, or what if there's nobody here at all and I got here super early. But yeah, we're driving up to the spot right now. It's empty so far here at Santan Village, and then I also did my makeup in the car and I think it came out pretty good. Alright, here is Santan Village. It's been so long since I've been up this early. It's 7 o'clock right now. Anyways, American Eagle is over there. But where's the truck gonna be at? We flagged down a security person and asked her where the truck was gonna be because it's not set up yet. But they have the cones set up blocking the street off. Alright, they have cones blocking the street off. I think we're the first ones here because I don't see anybody. And she let us know where the truck is gonna be at approximately. So, I mean, I kind of want to get out of the car and just start standing over there to make sure like we have our spot. And yeah, so I need to get my big jacket on, and I brought like a little beanie just in case also, but yeah. I think I am the first one here, and this is looks like this is where they're gonna have the line at. I don't know which way is the front. I'm guessing this is the front up here. Hopefully this is the front. I do feel a little silly being the first one here. I'm like lined up for nothing right now. But we brought these little tripod chairs. So it's gonna be like 3 more hours until the event even starts, which I know sounds really crazy, but I'd rather get here early and be like one of the first ones, wait for 3 hours, versus getting here when they open and waiting in line for 3 hours or more, because it can take a long time for that line to move. This is crazy. Okay, yeah.
Setting up for a Hello Kitty Cafe. I'm supposed to be off today. Drag me out here.
I know. They brought out some heaters because it is pretty cold right now and it feels really nice just standing right here. I don't know when other people are gonna show up. I'm still the first one here. Actually, yeah, we got one person in line behind me. another Hello Kitty fanatic. So and then hold up, I'll show you. And this is everything we brought. This is just my bag and I just have a bunch of stuff. I have my water in there, and then there's a little tripod chair, so if we want to we can sit down. And then in here we have a bunch of snacks. Cheez-Its, Gatorade, oh, gum, apples, and then that the oats I made earlier. And then before we left, I heated up some water with some Navajo tea in the Stanley cup so that it could brew, and I feel like we could have some right now. Pretty sure it's still warm. It's 7:30 right now and 38 degrees, I believe. Well, 2.5 more hours to go. Okay, so we got the Navajo tea poured. You can kind of see the tea bundle in there, and it's steaming hot still. It smells really good. My glasses. Here are our snacks. I'm having a, what is this called? Applesauce thing. And then that's what we made last night. And we just put fruit in it with pumpkin seeds and honey.
Just imagine how much money you actually save by doing this.
Mm-hmm. I know.
This at Starbucks is like $8.
Mm-hmm. I know. I brought my Hello Kitty bowl. I'm gonna probably just finish eating mine right now too. And I think we have about 2 more hours to go. You guys, the truck is arriving. I think it's like 8:30 right now. Oh, it's so cute. They are setting up behind me, and it's 8:40 right now, so we have about an hour and 20 minutes to go, but we are staying warm. The Navajo tea is really helping, and there is a line like starting to form, so I feel kind of weird like vlogging over there with all the people, but yeah, I need to get a thumbnail for sure, which is kind of gonna be awkward with everyone over there, but yeah, I'm really excited. There are several items I wanted to get, one of them being a mug, and the other is a tumbler, but I didn't see the tumbler on their menu. So if they don't have it, I'm gonna be so bummed out, because that was one of the main reasons I wanted to get here so early, because they do sell out of a lot of things. But we'll see what happens. You excited?
No.
What are you gonna get? You're not gonna get anything? But you came all this way. Alright, so we have about 7 minutes until 10 o'clock, and they should be opening at that time. I think I've decided on getting the tote and then the ceramic mug. They also have the thermal water bottles, but I don't know, I already have like a lot of, I already have a hydro flask, so I don't know if I should even get that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that guy.
Could I get a ceramic mug and the tote bag? That'll be all. Thank you. You too. We just checked out, and here's my bag of stuff that I got. So I'll show you everything. First up, they actually had the plushies there. So here is the plushie. It's specific to the 50th anniversary that they did. Next up, I was really excited for this item. So this is the iridescent ceramic mug, and this item I was so excited for. Alright, and this is how it looks. Look at that. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I should have got 2. I'm kind of regretting not getting 2 of them, but look at this. I don't know, I love the iridescent look to it. I'm always drinking like a hot tea in the morning, so I know I'm going to be using this all the time. And this is the last item. It's a tote bag. It also has like an iridescent sheen to it, and this one is specific to the 50th anniversary as well. And I thought it was really cute. You can see it has like little sparkly confetti things right here. And I feel like I'll get a lot of use out of this just carrying it out and about. So I thought this was so cute. So yeah, that's my little haul that I got. Alright, so we're getting food now. I'm like so hungry. We decided to go to AZ Pho and Grill, and this is one of my favorite places to come to. And we just got our food, so I'm really excited to start eating. First off, I always get their tofu spring rolls, and they taste really good, especially with the peanut sauce. And then I got the tofu pho, so that's one of the reasons why I love this place, because they actually have like the tofu version that I can eat. That's exactly what I wanted. Hello there! So the last thing you saw was the Hello Kitty Truck Cafe that I went to. That was a week or two ago. For the rest of this vlog, I'm going to be working on my ribbon skirt and finishing that up to give you the final product. But before I get started, I just want to say that this year has just started off really weird. These past couple of weeks especially, I've been feeling so drained, so tired, and kind of beating myself up a bit because I'm not working like I want to. And it can be kind of hard because I make my own schedule, I'm my own boss, so I don't report to anybody, I report to myself. And so when it comes to like motivating myself to work, sometimes when I'm feeling more tired, just feeling off, it can be hard to like find that, I guess, motivation or drive to like push through it and keep going. But I think it is a balance of listening to your body and giving your body what it needs. Because if you're feeling tired, it's tired for a reason. And for some reason, these past 2 weeks, I have been feeling so exhausted. My sleep schedule is kind of messed up. I've always been a night owl kind of person. But lately, I have been staying up later and later and waking up later in the day. So because of that, it has been kind of hard for me to just sit down and finish this video. Alright, so this is where we left off. I have all the ribbons sewn down. That step took so long for some reason, but I'm glad that I'm finally at this step and I can start putting the skirt together. Also, so I had these like panels in my office, and my cat Sugar, I don't show him much. I might have to introduce him on my vlog officially, but my cat Sugar, he likes to come in, look around. He gets very curious, and I don't know if it's just because he's a cat, but he loves to go under things, around things, and like explore. And my ribbon skirt panels were hanging up, and he jumped up on this panel, but he lost his balance and kind of like fell backwards. He's okay, but he kind of clawed across the ribbon and he basically snagged the ribbon, and then he broke a thread right here. And so I'm gonna have to go over this again with the sewing machine. I don't know, he made his mark on my skirt. So yeah. I have my pocket pieces cut out right here, so I'm ready to sew them onto the panels. One of the things I definitely wanted in my skirt was pockets because they're so useful to have. This is the step that I'm on. In addition to that, I have been wanting to find a way to have a detachable bow on my ribbon skirt. So on some ribbon skirts on these sides, so if you pretend that this ribbon skirt is actually all sewn together, on the sides here, sometimes they'll do like a whole bow made out of the ribbon like on the side. And I thought it would be so cute to do that for this skirt, especially because Hello Kitty, she has a little red bow, and I thought that it would just go so well. But with that, I think what people usually do to create the bow is they'll keep the top ribbon like super long. They'll keep the length on there. They'll sew the sides together, but keep the ribbon out, and then they'll tie it. I don't want to do that method because when I wash these, I'm just afraid of the ribbon unraveling, getting tangled, snagged. And so I want the option of removing the bow when I wash it and then putting it back on, or just not having it on there when I don't want it on there. And so the concept that I'm going to try out for that is using this little piece of string. I got this at Joann's, and I'm thinking of sewing it so that it just forms a little loop on the seam, and so I could feed a ribbon through and tie it onto this loop. I don't know, this is my first time doing this, so I'm gonna see how well this works out for me. Let's put the pockets on this. Alright, so I sewed along both edges of the skirt. I just want to turn it inside out to see how it looks. I still have to put the elastic in the top and sew that all together. And then I have some bias tape that I'm going to be doing for the bottom part. The main part that I was a little nervous about were the little loops that I sewed on in this corner seam. And I didn't want it to be too noticeable, like sticking out too much. And so I hope that's enough. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it better right there. I don't know if that's enough, I guess, slack. Because I do want to put like a bow right here that can be removable. And then I also have the same little loop on the other side. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like when I have it all done, I'll try it on and I'll show you exactly what I'm using these little loops for. It's 10:30 right now, and I might just call it a break. I was talking with my friend on the phone for a bit, and kind of got distracted with that, so I guess that kind of delayed my timeline a bit, but that's totally fine. I technically could like continue working on it, and yeah, lately I've just been staying up really late, and I want to get my sleep schedule back to normal and going to bed at a decent time. I'm gonna try to go to bed and hopefully get up early tomorrow to start on the skirt again. Before I go to bed though, I think I'm gonna make myself a snack. So something about me is that I cannot go to sleep if I am hungry. And I feel like it's not healthy to eat or snack right before you go to bed, but I literally cannot go to sleep if I am just even a little bit hungry. It just keeps me up all night. So yeah, I will regularly make myself something to eat before I go to bed. And yeah, I don't know if that sounds odd or not, but lately I have been making this yogurt snack and it's really simple. So maybe I can show you that before I go to bed. So let's head to the kitchen. Alright, so I made my snack and I've been loving Greek yogurt as a snack with some granola and fruits on top. And the Greek yogurt that I get, I specifically try to look for one that has high protein and low fat, and yeah, it tastes really good. So I just added some raspberries and strawberries to the yogurt along with some granola. So yeah, I'm going to eat this and then get ready for bed, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello there, it is the next day and we are going to continue working on our ribbon skirt. I'm going to be taking my iron to make the channel at the top of this skirt for my elastic band to sit. So let's go and do that. Alright, I am on the last step of my skirt, so I'm going to be finishing the bottom of my skirt with some bias tape. Right now it's just a raw hem. I got this red bias tape to match the colors in the skirt, so I'll be putting this on the bottom and sewing it down. This is actually my second time using bias tape to finish a hem, and I love how clean it looks. Also, the first time I used bias tape, it was a bit of a learning process, but now that I know how to do it, it's actually not that hard. So maybe I can walk you through how I'm going to attach this to my skirt. Alright, so I have the bottom of my skirt here, and then I have my red bias tape. Alright, so this is how the bias tape looks. It's folded in half like so. And then it's also folded again. It's folded 3 different times. Those fold in, and then it folds in half. You can get different kinds of bias tape, but I like to work with this one. Another thing that you should keep in mind with bias tape is that these folds aren't completely even. One side is slightly larger than the other side, and that is meant to be on purpose. So I'm gonna exaggerate it, but basically when folded, one half will be wider than the other half. This is of course exaggerated so you can really see, but it is very subtle and there's a reason for that. Okay, so coming over to the hem of the skirt, what you are going to do, so what you do with your bias tape is you are going to unfold it completely and line it up with the edge of your hem. And I'm going to pin this all the way around. So I'm lining it up along the edge here, unfolded. After you do that, it's going to be sewn down. So you're just going to sew along the bottom. And the idea is that once that is sewn down here, you're going to be able to fold this, fold right there, and then fold this around the raw edge so that it looks like that. And then you are going to go back and sew along this top line right here. I hope that makes sense. And the reason why one half of the bias tape is a little bit bigger than the other half is because when it folds over, you're going to be wanting the bigger side of the tape on the back because you're going to sew along this part on the top. And because you're sewing along the top here, you want the thread to also catch along this bottom edge. And that's why you need the longer or a wider side on the bottom so that it'll catch both the top and bottom when you are stitching. All right, hopefully that made sense. I'm just gonna go through and I'll show you the steps of all of that so you can get a visual of what I am talking about. Alright, so I went all the way around and pinned the edges. So something that I did not really see online was how to finish the bias tape so that it kind of looked a little bit more seamless. So I started the bias tape at a seam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over this bias tape. So I have it, this is where I started, and it's a little bit past the seam right here. And I did that so I have a little bit extra that I can fold over like so. And I'm gonna repin that. So at the start, I have it folded. There's a little bit extra right here. And then for the rest of this bias tape, so I'm gonna just leave a little bit extra. I'll probably cut it like maybe around here. Right, so this is going to overlap. So this is a raw edge right here. And I'm just gonna let it overlap here. And this is how I'm going to sew it down. And I'll show you how that looks after I sew along this edge. But I do that so that it'll fold over cleanly and it'll have a nice fold here along the seam. And you won't see any raw edges of the actual bias tape. All right, so we're going to take this to the sewing machine and sew that line. All right, so I am back and I have sewed the bias tape on. I know it's kind of hard to see because it's red on red, but I stitched along this line all the way around, and like this portion of the tape is still like free. And so what you do now, it's basically attached like so, and you are going to fold this bias tape over the raw edge like so, and it's just gonna look really clean. And you sew along the bias tape on the top to secure it. And then I did want to show you how this is gonna look when it is finished. So this is where the bias tape is joined up with itself, and the bottom tape part right here, I have it folded along this corner. And I did that because basically when I fold it over, and then I fold it over again over the raw edge, this is going to have a clean fold right here. There's going to be no raw edges within the bias tape, and I just feel like that makes it look clean as well. And I tried to match the fold up with the seam right here, and it's a little bit off, but that's okay. So I am going to be working on sewing this down, so let's go and do that now. So I am back, and I know I said the last step was to put the bias tape on the bottom, but the last step is to finish these ribbon edges. As you can see, they are fraying quite a bit. So I'm going to be cutting them and then using a lighter to kind of seal the edges off. And after this step, we will be officially done with the skirt, and I'll try it on for you. So to trim the ribbon, I'm just gonna be folding it in half, like so, as best as I can. And then I'm gonna take a scissor and I'm gonna cut diagonally so that it looks like this, and this specific shape will help the ribbon to stop fraying. But in addition to that, I'm also going to use a lighter to kind of singe the edges to seal it in even more. And you have to be careful with this step. All right, I got one done, and then I have all of these ones left to do, as well as this side. When I initially did this on my first ribbon skirt, I was a little worried that the ribbons would poke me being cut in the shape because they are kind of pointy, but I had no issue with it. So yeah, I had no issue with it at all bothering me. And I've also seen people where they'll just like trim it and then do like singe it. But I like to cut it in that kind of diagonal shape just as an extra little precaution, because I feel like when you wash this in the washer, the ribbons are going to be thrown around, and I feel like there's more chance of it unraveling. It's not working. Alright, so I have all of the ribbons done. I'll turn this inside out and put it on to show you how it looks. Here's the skirt. It looks so cute. I love how the ribbon is like a gradient from light to dark. Alright, I have it on. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. And it has the pockets. Alright, I think it came out so cute, and I'm wearing it with this cashmere sweater that I thrifted, and I think it goes really nice together. So if you remember, I sewed little loops on the seam of the skirt. Alright, so there's a loop right here that I sewed in, and I feel like it's not that noticeable if I just want to wear it as so. Anyways, the reason I did that was so that I could attach a ribbon here by pulling it through and tying a bow and having bows on both sides of the skirt. I have a other loop over here. So I'm going to test out my little experimentation of doing that and seeing if they look pretty good. So I'll be back after I get this ribbon cut and tied on. All right, I put the bows on my skirt. I love how the bows look on, and I also love the fact that I can take them off whenever I want to, especially when I'm washing the skirt. I think the next ribbon skirt that I make, I'm gonna do the same thing of making the bows detachable. If you look closely at the bows, because there's a lot of slack in like the loop that's holding them up, they kind of droop a little bit. So next time I know I don't need that much slack for the loops, if that makes sense. But I really like how it looks with the bows. It's really cute. My office is very like, I don't have a bunch of space to do like a full body shot, but I did the best that I could. Since I restructured my office and kind of split it into 2 different sections, it is working a lot better for me, but to get like a full body shot, you need a lot of space between yourself and the camera, and I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to say that it's a little bit hard for me to get a full body shot of like the whole dress. But I hope that gave you a good visual of how it came out. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this journey of making my ribbon skirt. It's been a trial and error process for sure. And for a really long time, I've been wanting to start making my son a skirt, start making ribbon skirts, and just more of that traditional wear that's kind of hard to get when you're living in the city. And so it just makes me so happy taking steps toward that goal for myself, and also just trying to have fun with it. I think it's really cool how you can pick out your own fabrics, your own colors, and just make it for yourself. And yeah, this skirt just brings me joy looking at it, and I can't wait to wear it out and about. Although I am a bit bummed because, as you can see, obviously it is a Christmas print, and so it was to be worn during December. And yeah, I'm like a month late in making it, but maybe I can still wear it. I don't know if people will think it's weird that I'm wearing a Christmas patterned skirt around. Maybe they just won't care, but I definitely do want to wear this out and about because I'm just really proud of it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever made your own ribbon skirt before, or if you're inspired to make one for yourself. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye! 'Cause